Hello, 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 and welcome to the High Altitude Investing live stream. Finally got us going here. I don't know what was happening, but my webcam wouldn't work for the longest time. So I finally got it fixed here, and we're going to go ahead and start our stream for the day. So heck yeah, we got this going. Ready to do a crypto live stream, talk about old BTC, talk about all of the exciting things going on in crypto right now, which there is a lot. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening in the crypto markets, and you don't want to miss out on it. In fact, this is probably one of the most important times ever to be looking at crypto. This is such a key moment in the crypto cycle to be focused on what's happening in the market, to be aware of opportunity, to be seizing that opportunity, and to be making money. So it's going to be a really good live stream. What's up, you guys? Good to see you, Tech Dude. Good day to you too, Arthur. Good to see you, man. Cool. So yeah, should be a good stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know normally we start at 10, but it took me like 20 minutes to get my webcam figured out. I had to restart my computer, disable it, re-enable it, go to my BIOS and like try to see if my webcam was disabled there. And I don't know why computers just, this is why I need to get my Mac fixed. I like streaming on my MacBook better, but whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here on TradingView. And we'll talk a little bit about crypto. Obviously, that's the whole live stream. So let's talk about Bitcoin first. That's what I really mean to say. And yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in on this wonderful Saturday. Today is the 19th of October. And let's talk a little bit about BTC. So BTC broke bullish out of this resistance. As you can see, we pushed right up through this upper resistance level, this diagonal line here because of this downward facing channel. And this downward facing channel is really just part of a bigger bull flag. So we have this huge flag pull right here. And wherever you have a bull flag pattern, there's going to be a flag pull and then the actual channel of that flag. And when you break bullish out of that channel, you confirm the pattern. So we confirmed the bullish breakout here on Bitcoin when we broke above the resistance of this flag, of this channel, of this diagonal line. And now we're at 68,000 per Bitcoin. We actually tested almost 69,000 here. Let's see here. Yeah, we almost hit 69,000 on Bitcoin. We pulled back just a little bit in the smaller time frame, but overall we broke bullish out of this channel here. And you can see how Bitcoin is oversold. So on the 8-day time frame, even though we're breaking bullish, the MACD is still oversold. So isn't that crazy? How the MACD is still oversold even though Bitcoin is breaking out. Bitcoin is breaking through this diagonal resistance line. That's probably a good sign. That probably means that a lot of people, are basically still buying because they see that it's undervalued. They see that it's oversold, even though we're pushing up through resistance. So, a lot of you guys are wondering, well, will Bitcoin just break right through our horizontal resistance here? So let's remove all of the drawing tools. So we have that diagonal resistance, but we also have our horizontal resistance at about 74,000. So that's our horizontal resistance. The diagonal resistance is right here, which we already broke above. As you can see, we already started to break above that level. But our horizontal resistance is about 74K, the previous all-time high, the all-time high that we reached in March of this year. So the big question is basically, are we going to push right up through this level? What's going to happen? Are we going to go up like this, push right up through that level and just start to go vertical? Or are we going to get to that level and have a bit of resistance here and have to come back down to support and break out? That's kind of the big question. And a lot of other people are kind of sitting on the sidelines still, because a lot of people wait for breakouts before they get into the market, instead of buying the dip down here like we were doing in the VIP. And publicly, I was even talking about buying crypto down here. A lot of people wait for the breakout. And that's just, everybody has their own trading strategy and whatever. But I don't understand why people do that. It doesn't make sense to me. In fact, a lot of the best technical analysis books out there will tell you that there's a big problem with buying breakouts because trading is a game of psychology. So when you break out of a resistance level, everybody's watching the same level. And it might go a little bit above that resistance level, but most of the time it pulls back, and sometimes it even pulls back down through that level again and goes a little bit lower before it goes out again, before it breaks up. And if you want to see a really good example of this, look what happened right here on Bitcoin back in 2020. We broke bullish out of this resistance level. Everybody was saying, oh, look, green light go. It's time for the whole markets to moon. It's time for everything to go crazy and just completely skyrocket. And then look what happened. It failed that support, the horizontal support level. And then it skyrocketed. But this is a great example of the problem of trying to buy breakouts or wait for confirmation rather than buying fear, rather than buying blood in the streets when nobody wants to invest, when everybody on crypto Twitter and on YouTube is all making bearish charts and they're all freaking out, like what happened right here when Bitcoin tested 50K and everybody was selling and everybody was scared and everybody was calling for 30K. Yeah, that's when you buy. Like, look how much we're up already buying these dips right here. We're up like 35% off of those lows. But everybody wants to wait for confirmation. They want to be safe. They want to play at low risk. This is the whole risk aversion thing. You can't be a good trader if you're trying to be risk averse. Risk management is completely different than being risk adverse. Risk adverse means you're too scared to put your money in because you're afraid to lose it. Risk management means you understand how to manage the risk of taking a trade. If the market drops really hard, your risk is actually really low. A big panic, a big blood in the streets moment is not a high risk moment. But that's the psychology of most people. They think, oh, it dropped, the price fell down 50%, this is too risky to buy. That's being risk adverse. That means you're too scared to put money in the market. Risk management means, okay, I'm going to buy down here. I know that I can put 10% of my portfolio in. I don't need to put 100% of my portfolio in because I'm not greedy and stupid. That's risk management. Even though you're buying everybody else's fear, when everybody else is being risk adverse, you're buying the dip and you're just being smart with percentages and not going all in all at once with your entire portfolio on a single point in the market. That's risk management. Being risk adverse, that just means you're too scared to invest. That means you're just a noob. And you don't know what you're doing. So yeah. Don't be risk adverse. Apply risk management. Don't be dumb and go 100x on leverage or something. That's being dumb. But don't be risk adverse. Don't be scared to invest your capital. And if you've been doing this for a long time, then you have to overcome that part of you, because once you have a few losing trades, what most people do is they start to fear investing. They become afraid of it. And because they're afraid of it, they don't take risk anymore. When a big dip happens, they go, you know what, I'm sidelined. I don't want to risk losing money. I've lost money before. They're risk adverse. They don't buy the dip like right here when Bitcoin tested 50K. So actually, sometimes newcomers, sometimes people that are completely new end up doing the right thing because they haven't trained themselves to be afraid of market movement. They haven't had losses before, and so they're just like, you know what, I'm just going to hold on or buy the dip, and they just kind of have this blind faith that works out really good for them. But sometimes people that have been doing this for a while, you become your own worst enemy because you become risk adverse because you've had some losses before. You can't think like that. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to take risk. Like I said, you don't want to go 100x on leverage and be dumb and do something stupid, but you have to take risk. You have to buy people's fear. You have to be willing to be buying when it looks like it's going to dump, when it looks scary, when everybody's scared, when everybody's selling, when everybody's calling for 30K. You have to be willing to buy. So yeah, that's my rant about risk aversion. It's just ridiculous to me. People panic sell. The market drops and they panic sell and they sideline. Then it pumps and then they FOMO in. Like, you guys, buy the fear. Stop that reptilian brain. Okay, the way the brain works is there's different parts of your brain. There's a part of your brain that, like, if it sees a snake or a bear or something, it's activated. It's a very emotional part of your brain. That part of your brain is that's your worst enemy when it comes to trading. That part of your brain thinks in terms of fight or flight. That part of your brain says, oh, look, there's danger. I'm going to run. That part of your brain is exactly what you have to learn how to completely ignore. And you have to start using your conscious part, the conscious part of your brain that's able to have advanced conceptual thinking. The part of your brain that's able to do imaginary acts like create inventions or stay level-headed. That part of your brain that has advanced conceptual thinking, that part of your brain that can stay level-headed, that's the part that you need to cultivate. Because when a dip happens in the market, when the market pulls down like this, right here on Bitcoin, and everybody panic sold, a lot of people sold their crypto there, that reptilian part of your brain, that part of your brain that's like, if it sees a reptile, I'm just calling it the reptilian brain, even though I know there's a real term for it. That part of your brain that like sees something on the road, you know, like a wolf or something, and freaks out. That's the same part of your brain that when the market drops, you go, and you sell your coins. Like, what? Don't sell your coins. Don't panic sell. It's not real. Like, in nature, if you see danger, yeah, you might have to be a little bit scared. In the markets, if you see a huge drop, you want to do opposite of that. This is why most people lose money in trading. This is why most people can't do it. Because they get fearful, they get scared, and they panic sell. Or when it's going up, they think, oh, I'm going to miss out. And that same part of their brain activates and they start making dumb decisions. Okay. Tech dude, be cashy. What's up, man? Operation shutdown. Get the MacBook fixed. Yeah, I will. I definitely will, man. Bought a bag of C based on your video comparing it to XLM. excited to see what happens. Yeah, so C's a great purchase. So nice work there. Sammy Dragon, good to see you, man. Good to see you tuning in early in the morning. Yeah, so yeah, it's good to start learning early on in the day about crypto. Conscious Contact, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. So, enough with that. There's a part of your brain that has emotional responses. It's a biological response. You have to overcome it. It's the same response that ruins most people's lives. That part of your brain that has that emotional response to things happening in your life, whether you have something bad happen, like for example, something unexpected happens that's like really hard for you to deal with. Most people have a completely emotional response, right? Most people break down, they freak out, they have all of these emotions that occur because something happened in their life. That part of your brain, you have to learn how to overcome that. It's not something that's a fixity. It's not like it has to control you. It's not like you have to be a victim to that emotional response. You can actually overcome that. You can get to a place where you actually see things clearly, you see things for what they are, and you can stay calm, cool, and collected, even in the midst of chaos. And that's exactly how you're able to make a lot of money in these markets. So, cool. Enough with that. So let's talk about crypto. But it is 100% true, just so you guys know. You can absolutely overcome that emotional response in your brain and be more profitable as a trader. And that's why when the markets dump like this, most people were bearish. Most people were saying this thing is going to just crash. But if you go back and you watch my videos and you watch my live streams, all through this whole period right here, I was bullish on crypto. Why? Because of the fact that I've seen this before. I've been through the ups and downs, and I've learned how to train my mind not to have those emotional responses. And if I do have it, I know where it's coming from. Like, here's a great example. I shorted Pepe. So back over here at the top of the market, let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here. This is a really great example, and I was teaching this to one of my one-on-one coaching members. So if you guys want to get in on the mastermind coaching program, apply in the description below so you can learn how to do a lot of this stuff with me once a week, like over a call together. Let's click on the daily here. But I was in one of my mastermind or one of my one-on-one coaching calls. I was talking about this exact thing. So basically what happens, right here you can see a rising wedge in the market on Pepe. So I had a long position up here, and then it started to go up, and I closed my long because I saw this rising wedge pattern, and I thought, you know what? Pepe is going to dump. Like, I had this realization that Pepe was going to dump, that it was overbought, and that a lot of people were buying up here. And so I thought, this thing is going to crash. Like, Pepe is going to dump. And so what I did is I took a short position. And I took a short position right here. Okay? I took a short position like right here. And basically what happened was the market started going up. It started going up a little bit. It even broke bullish out of this rising wedge a little bit. Like you can see the wick right here. It even broke bullish out of the rising wedge. And that part of my brain that I was talking about before, that, that part of your brain that's hardwired into you, where if you see like a wolf or something, you freak out. I had an open short position. So that part of my brain when the market started to go up and break above the resistance of this rising wedge, I've been doing this for 8 years, okay? And still, that part of my brain started to go, holy cow, I'm going to lose money. I have this huge short position open. I'm going to lose money. And position sizing is a great way to reduce this effect to where it doesn't happen as much, where you don't feel that emotional response. But I had like probably 5-10x leverage, okay? And so I'm having this biological response, but I thought, you know what? I felt this before. I'm going to stick to my trading plan. So you learn how to ignore it. You learn how to go, you know what? I don't care. I'm having this biological response. That biological response is trying to get me to get out of my position and to go long, or, you know, at least to close my short position. I'm going to completely ignore it. And I did. I completely ignored it. And you feel it though, even if you've been a trader for a long time. The only way to really reduce this is, say you have like 100% of your portfolio, okay? It's all in cash. The only way to really reduce this is to open small positions. Like if you're trading leverage or whatever, open like a 5%. 5% is even a lot. You know, maybe 2% of your total portfolio in a single trade. That can help reduce that response in you where you don't feel that as much because of position sizing. And that's really what risk management is position sizing. But still, no matter who you are, like, you're going to experience this on some degree. So the market's pumping up here and I'm open on a short position and I'm feeling that biological response. And so I keep my short position open because I trust my trading plan. And look what happened to Pepe afterwards. You know, it crashed. I took profit right here. It bounced up. I went short again. I took profit down here. Bounced up. I went short again. Took profit down here. And I was able to play this whole swing down on Pepe because I trusted my analysis over my biological responses. Because biologically, you're going to freak out sometimes. You know, like, look what happened here. How many people panic sold their coins right here in August when Pepe crashed? Every single part of their biological part of their brain was just completely firing. So they sold down there. They haven't learned how to overcome that. They haven't learned how to just trust that the market's going to bounce, that it's going to turn around. So you have to overcome that part of yourself if you want to be a successful trader and investor. So that's why I say, like on Bitcoin, when Bitcoin tested 50K, everybody did the same thing. Everybody was panic selling. Everybody was scared. Everybody was freaking out. Why? Because they trust that biological part of them more than they trust their analysis, more than they trust logical thinking, more than that part of them is stronger than being level-headed. That's why they say if you want to be a successful businessman, like if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you know, business owner, IQ isn't as important as EQ. What is EQ? Emotional intelligence. Like, you can be the smartest person in an IQ standpoint in the whole world, and if you don't have emotional intelligence, if you can't handle the natural swings in the market or in your business or whatever, then you can't be a successful business person. You're going to make a bunch of really stupid decisions because your emotional intelligence is low. So in order to train that emotional intelligence, you have to dive into the market. You have to go face first, start making mistakes, start experiencing the emotion in the market, and start learning how to rein that in, how to control that side of yourself. You literally have to go face first and start making mistakes. That's period. That's like period. That's all there is to it. You have to do that if you want to gain emotional intelligence in the market. And the only way to do that is to keep going. You can't take a losing trade and then start becoming risk adverse and being afraid to invest. You have to keep going. You have to keep trying. You have to keep making mistakes and learning from those mistakes and learning how to rein that side of you in so that you're no longer having those emotional responses that most people have. Because again, most people are trading this market in a completely emotional way. Why do you think we bought the dip right here on Pepe? We posted a free signal in the Discord and bought the dip right here on Pepe and then took profit right here. We bought the dip down here because everybody else was freaking out and it was on major support. Then we took profit up here because everybody was getting greedy and it was at major resistance. And we set up that trading plan like right here. We bought, or actually I think it was right here. We bought right here. Price went up, came back down. We didn't get stopped out. Then it went right to our target. Look, we're long again right now on Pepe. So that's a prime example of understanding the emotions in the market and understanding, okay, most people are freaking out right now. Most people are having this biological response. I'm going to do completely opposite of what those people are doing. I'm going to look at this market with a clear head and do what's going to make me money. And so that's why we made so much money on this Pepe trade, completely free in the Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, join this. Completely free Discord. There's obviously all the VIP areas, like the VIP signals, the VIP lounge, VIP trade signals. So we have investing signals that are like bigger picture. Then we have VIP trade signals that are like swing trades. There's all of that stuff too, but completely free. In the free area, I post signals in here every once in a while. Not all the time, but I post free signals. And that's what Pepe was. We posted a free signal for Pepe right here. We went long. It went right up to our target perfectly. We didn't get stopped out or anything. It kind of came close, not super close, but fairly close to our stop loss, which is totally normal. And then it hit our target. And this is another free trade that we have open in the VIP, or not in the VIP, in the Discord, the free area in the Discord right now on Pepe. Where we have an open long position on Pepe right now. So cool. All right. Yeah, you got to overcome that emotional response if you want to be a good trader. Let's see here. Ron Clow, good to see you, man. Was the wedding wonderful? Yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. Do you think we will retrace again on BTC? No. I mean, like, so at the start of this stream, I talked about this a little bit. And what do you mean by retrace, right? Because if we're talking, like, what time frame are we talking? Because if you're talking on, like, the 45-minute, yeah, of course. If you're talking on the daily, on the 3-day here, like, if we're going to do this, no, I don't think we will. I don't think we're going to have a big drawdown. I know a lot of people, even still, people are still looking for this, right? Because the truth is that a lot of people are underestimating what's coming for crypto. They're underestimating the market. And so they're expecting big drawdowns in the market, even still. They go look at altcoins, they go look at, you know, all these coins that have just completely crashed since 2021 and 2022, and they're down 99%, and they see Bitcoin up here at 68K, and they think, oh my goodness, all these altcoins are going to go to zero and Bitcoin's going to dump. That, like, a lot of people are still thinking like that, right? So a lot of people are expecting big drawdowns. And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about the people that have no idea what they're doing. not the people that know exactly what's happening in the market. So do I think Bitcoin is going to do this? No, I don't think so. I really don't. Do I think Bitcoin could pull back in the short term? Yeah, especially if it gets up to 73K. Yeah, we could pull back to support again, like horizontal support, like right here somewhere. We could pull back to this area as we get closer to resistance. I'm totally okay with that. Do I think Bitcoin is going to go down to 30K or 40K? Like, I'm not going to name names, but I see people that are calling for those levels, and I just think these guys have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. They haven't played crypto for long enough. They don't understand what happens when the when things get crazy. They don't know what they're doing. Let's use a different layout here. We'll go like this. So in terms of will a drawdown happen? Yeah, maybe a small one as we get closer to resistance. I'm totally okay with that. But will like a 50% drawdown happen? Probably not until we break out a lot more, right? We have to get overvalued again first. So one of the things I've been looking at and talking about is just how similar Bitcoin is to gold. So we have gold over here on the right. We have Bitcoin over here on the left. And let me align these charts right here. Come on, load. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. All right, so we have Bitcoin over here on the left, and gold over here on the right. And what you can see here is this huge cup and handle on Bitcoin. Where have we seen this before? We saw this exact same thing on gold. Look at this huge cup and handle pattern. This is a bullish continuation pattern, and it's a really powerful pattern. It's not to be reckoned with. You can see there was a lot of volatility up here. Look at all the chopping around that happened in the handle of the cup on gold. All this volatility right here. Chop, 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 chop. Craziness. This just chopped people out like crazy. All the people that were buying tops and selling bottoms and just getting chopped out right here is crazy to think about. Same thing happened with Bitcoin. Look at all this choppiness right here. People are just getting chopped out, buying tops, selling bottoms, getting liquidated, like everything. Just chop, 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 just screwing everybody. But then look what happened on gold when gold came out of the handle of that cup and handle pattern. Look at that. Boom. Right? So that's what I really believe is coming for Bitcoin. That's what I really see coming on Bitcoin. So do I think Bitcoin could draw back? Yeah, it could pull back a little bit. Look how choppy it's been. It could pull back now, or it could go up to 73K and pull back a little bit down to 64 or something. Right? It could go like this. I mean, look what happened right here on gold. Right? It could totally do that. But do I think it's going to go like this? No, I don't. And I think the people that think that have no idea what they're doing. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. I have 63K marked, that's why. Yeah, if we get up to 73, we could pull back now, it doesn't have to. But I think it's possible for us to get all the way up to like 73, 72, and then we could pull back down to 63. Like you say, if you have 63K marked, that's pretty close to the area I was thinking that Bitcoin could pull back for one more shakeout before we break out fully above this horizontal resistance, like what happened on gold. Right? One more shakeout here on gold before we broke out. The market doesn't have to do this. When we compare fractals, we're not comparing a fractal and saying it has to follow every single little pump and little dump in the comparison. There's differences. Fractals, they rhyme, but they're never exactly the same. Like there's always differences. There's going to be areas where the market dumped on one of them and where it broke out and just pumped right away on the other one. The market doesn't have to pull back. But if it does, at least you know what's going on, right? If Bitcoin goes up a little further here, hits resistance, and pulls back to 64K, at least you know what's happening. At least you know that people are getting scared. They're panic selling. It hit resistance, and they're getting shaken out right before it goes higher. So when you're comparing fractals, don't think that every single little move on the fractal is going to be exactly the same. But overall, they're going to have a very similar structure. Like, look at this. People don't know this, but it's actually really, really powerful to do this. Let's pull this like this. A lot of people don't know about this because, they haven't been doing this for very long, or they just haven't been shown this. But look at this. This is the NASDAQ, okay? Over here on the right, this is the NASDAQ Composite Index. This is the US stock market. The NASDAQ Composite Index is kind of like the Dow Jones in its own little way. It's a massive index in the US stock market. And look at right here. Look how similar this run up in the internet bubble and then the pullback here in 2002, then the recovery, then the pullback in 2008, then the big breakout that occurred. Look at that fractal of human psychology that happened on the NASDAQ, and then look at Bitcoin over here on the left. It's the exact same thing. Now, there's differences. There's little differences. Like, look at this. The NASDAQ did a perfect ABC correction right here, where Bitcoin kind of did this weird, crazy jaggedy thing that wasn't, it's similar, but it's not exactly the same. But it's still, both of them still did a double bottom right here before they broke out into their bull market. So this is what I mean by fractals look super, super similar, and you can use them as a way to identify what can potentially happen in the market, but you can't worship every single little pump and dump on the fractal, because there's going to be each coin or stock or whatever is going to have its own personality, and that personality will be expressed in the charts, and you're going to see that little bit of a difference, that little bit of a personality difference between the two. And so don't worship every single pump and dump on the chart and say, oh look, well, this little microscopic dump happened right here on the gold fractal, that means Bitcoin has to do that. No, it could, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to do that. It's more likely that it just does something similar, or has a similar personality to what happened on gold. So maybe that answers your question. Totally like gold, also look like IWM. Lots of cup and handles. Yeah, there is a lot of cup and handle patterns, like a lot of them lately. So that's pretty cool. Seems to me the big missing element in people's analysis is really the exponential nature of technology. Yeah, that is something that is absolutely true. A lot of people are just thinking, oh, well, crypto's going to pump and then just die. Well, maybe. Have you ever seen what happened to all of the stocks that were associated to the internet? Associated with the internet? Look at Apple, or let's see here. We don't even have to look at the stocks, okay? Just understand that they did their little cycles back in 2000, in the early 2000s and the early 90s. A lot of those stocks associated with the technology of the internet, did these little cycles, and then they dumped, and everybody was expecting it to do just another little cycle and dump again, right? You know what those things did? You know what they did? That's what they did. They didn't just dump afterwards. The technology became mass adopted. Let's look at Amazon, because this is like a true internet stock, right? This is like about as much of an internet stock as you can get. Look at what happened to Amazon. You know how many coins in the crypto market did exactly this in 2021? And 2022 and 2020? This exact thing right here? Tons of them. Like a lot of them did this. Now everybody's expecting for the market to just go whoop and then die. But what they're missing in their analysis, what they're not thinking about, they're not thinking about the fact that when technology becomes adopted, when it actually becomes used by the general public and mass adoption takes place, you know what happens? Demand doesn't stop. Demand continues to increase because it's being adopted. It's like a snowball effect. Everybody's using it. And they tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends. And that adoption takes a technology from having these little bubbles, these little pump and dumps, into a full-blown uptrend. Like a full-blown uptrend. And look what happened to Amazon after mass adoption started happening for the internet. Look at that. And look at this huge V bottom. This thing could go up for another wave up. Look how much it's grown since the internet bubble right here. You can't even see the internet bubble anymore. It's not even visible on the chart. Just looks like this little beep beep. Look at all this growth that happened when mass adoption happened. This is why I'm like really bullish on crypto, and people definitely think I'm a little bit crazy for it, because they're all thinking in terms of it's going to pump and just dump. Because all of you guys have been here for 2021, and some of you guys have been here for 2017, and you're just expecting like this pump and then a dump. For me personally, I think we're headed into mass adoption. Exponential growth, where technology gets adopted and demand increases over time, and that drives prices to higher highs and higher lows and creates this huge uptrend. That's what I really believe is coming for crypto. Take it or leave it, believe it or don't believe it, but that's what I really see coming for crypto. So that means that like you guys are going to be blown away. You know, a lot of people are going to be blown away by what's coming for crypto. Like look at HARR, for example. Okay. Now look at this chart. Now tell me what you see in this chart. And we'll remove, this is the NASDAQ fractal. All market cycles are fractal in nature. So you can even see the similarities in the psychology of these two charts, right? But think about what's going to happen for HARR as time progresses, as the market grows. Look at this. Where have we seen this before? Where have we seen this kind of people getting excited about technology, then everybody freaking out, and then nobody thinking it's going to be mass adopted, and everybody's calling it a fad? Like if you go internet bubble crash, the internet is a fad news video. Let's see here if we can find this. Videos. news from 2003. I can't find it right now. I'll have to go looking for it. Maybe I'll post it in my Discord if I find it. There's a video of on the news, on some major news channel, some news girl is sitting there talking about how the internet was a technology, it was just a fad, it's died, it's not coming back. Everybody just got excited about this fad. Just this thing that came and left. It's nothing to think about, nothing to worry about. Right here in 2003 at the exact bottom of the entire internet bubble. Right before it became mass adopted, the technology of the internet. So you have to remember that that's how most people think. Most people look at the crypto markets right now and they are skeptical, they are cynical, they're stubborn about their perspective. They think, I don't know, maybe it could pump, or I don't know. Have you ever thought about what's happening in the world right now? Like, do you think about these things? They don't see the long-term potential of crypto. They don't think about this technology in terms of mass adoption. They think about it in terms of this vehicle of making a little bit of money on a quick pump and then running away. And I'm all for doing that. I'm all for making money on a quick pump and taking your profits. But when it comes to some of these bigger coins that actually have real technology to offer the world, they can actually change the face of planet Earth and make real change in the world. When it comes to that kind of technology, some of these things are going to go up like how Amazon did. And they're going to increase and increase and increase. Not all of them, right? There's still internet stocks that have barely recovered, barely broke their old all-time high, barely got up to their old all-time high. There's some of them that have lagged way behind. But some of these coins will do what Amazon did. Some of them will do exactly what Amazon did. And they're going to increase and the market cap is going to grow to levels that people, if you told them that it would be at that level right now, they would look at you and call you crazy. Just like how when the guy invented the radio, radio communication. The guy that invented radio communication told his friends that he figured out a way to communicate over long distances through the air, to communicate and talk to each other. You know what they did? They put him in a psychiatric hospital. His friends did. Because he told them he had created a way to talk over the air, long distance, and communicate with radio technology. Transceivers. And guess what? He was put in a psychiatric hospital. Then you know what happened? He got out and he invented it and changed the entire world. So if you tell people right now, that some of these coins are going to be trillions in market cap or hundreds of billions in market cap, and right now they're only 10 million or whatever, people are going to call you crazy. People are going to think you're nuts. People are not going to understand you. Period. That's just the truth. They're going to think you're crazy. But I think that's really what's coming for crypto. Not all of them, not every coin in the whole market, but there are going to be coins that do that do what Amazon did. That just completely skyrocket and go to market cap levels that people are not thinking about right now. Think of going back 200 years and telling everybody that we'd have devices in our hands, that we can see each other's faces and communicate to each other across hundreds and hundreds of miles, thousands of miles from one side of the planet to the other side of the planet and FaceTime each other. If you go back 200 years and try to tell people that, they would shoot you or burn you at the stakes. Do you ever think about this stuff, people? Or do you just sit and look at your charts and think, what meme coin am I going to buy? And I'm telling you, I'm all for buying meme coins. I love Wrapped Dog. There's bullish divergence on Wrapped Dog right now. I love meme coins. I like making money just as much as the next guy. Like there's bullish divergence on Wrapped Dog right now as we speak. Look at this. Let's turn it on to the daily time frame. Or no, not the daily, the 4-hour time frame here. Look at all that bullish divergence here on Wrapped Dog. We're on major support, that reptilian part of their brain, that part we were talking about earlier, that if it sees a reptile, you freak out, a snake or a bear or whatever, right? That part of your brain, people are panic selling even though it's on major support. Bullish divergence, people are panic selling, right? I'm all for meme coins. I think you guys should be in on Wrapped Dog if you're not. I really do. But also, do you guys ever think about what crypto is going to do for the world? Do you ever actually stop to think? Look what the internet did to the world. We can communicate, we can do live streams, we can play video games together. Like I can go hop on Battlefield and play Battlefield with you, and we can go snipe some people on Battlefield together over the internet, and it's fun. Do you guys ever think about this kind of stuff? Crypto is going to change the world, and you're dreaming too small. You have price targets that are like, oh, I think this thing could go to $2. Come on. Do you really think something that already has as much interest in market cap, and I'm not talking about Wrapped Dog going to $2, I'm just using examples. For example, like, let's see here, what's one that's under $2? Like some people are looking at some of these coins that are worth like $1.69, like Optimism, and they have a price target of like $5. Oh, it's just going to pump and then dump. You guys are not dreaming big enough. You're not thinking about what this technology is going to do for the world. Okay? Step back and think about it and say, you know what? These things could go to levels that we don't even dream of right now. And then you're going to make money in these markets, all right? But you can't be dreaming small. Dream big, okay? All right. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate the donation. I really appreciate that. That's Dallin flexing. Well, I'm just saying, like, really? Do you guys want to get rich in these markets? Then stop being small-minded. If you want to get rich in anything in life, then stop being small-minded. Expand your mind a little bit and start to think about the possibilities. Use your imagination coupled with a little bit of enthusiasm, and you can literally change the face of planet Earth too. If you want to, in your own little way. You don't have to be the next Gandhi or whatever, but you can literally change the world in your own little way if you want to. And if you want to go really big, you can. Your possibilities are only limited insofar as you limit yourself. It's just the truth. So yeah, I'm bullish on Wrapped Dog. I really think it's going to take off, people. This is going to go crazy. Look at that bullish divergence. Major support. This thing's going to go crazy. One quick comparison here. I promised I told myself I wouldn't do this. But I'm going to do it anyways. Because, you know what? Screw it. We'll just do this really quick here. And then I've got people requesting that I play a song on my guitar. So we'll do that too. Okay, let's see here. Wrapped dog. So today I told myself I would not do this. I said, you know what? When I do this live stream, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to share this fractal. As bad as I want to, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep it secret so nobody knows about it except for my VIP. But you know what? Today I'm going to give you guys this signal for free, even though technically it's a VIP call. We've got other ones, so whatever. And Wrapped Dog isn't a VIP call, but this specific update on Wrapped Dog was a VIP call, but I'm gonna give it to you guys for free today. So let's do this. Okay, let's see here. Is whiff. So you guys know dog with hat? Good old whiff. Let's see, we go dog with hat. Dog with hat. Pull up this chart here. Okay, now let's zoom in here a little bit. We'll go down to the daily time frame. Zoom in just a little bit here. Okay, and we're gonna look at early day dog with hat. Okay, this is what early day dog with hat looked like. Right here. All right, look at Wrapped Dog right now. Where have we seen this before? Where have we seen that kind of accumulation pattern that's chopping everybody up and everybody's thinking, why is this thing getting thrown around so much? Why is it chopping up and going down and breaking out and pulling back, and what's happening here? Well, that's what happens when something only has $10 million in market cap. Wrapped Dog's market cap was like the exact same right here. Virtually nothing. Look at it getting thrown around in its early accumulation. And then look how at the end of that accumulation pattern, look how the price inched its way down, slightly lower low, until it's finally panicked, until everybody panic sold, all of the people that don't have diamond hands finally panic sold, and the whales had picked up everything they needed for it to go vertical. Where have we seen that before? Wrapped Dog is doing the exact same thing right now as Dog with Hat in the early day. And a lot of the same whales are playing these two coins. They know what's up. They know what's happening. They're not dumb. They're buying right now. They don't care what people think. They don't care how many people panic sell down here. All they care about is what happened afterwards. Look at what happened afterwards. Look at that. Boom. And then that was just a big cycle that, boom, expanded out again. Look at that uptrend that came afterwards. So yeah, you guys can sit around and say, you know what? I'm not going to buy that Wrapped Dog coin. I'm going to wait for something else, or I don't know why I would buy that thing. There's no reason to. Okay, do a little bit of research. Wrapped Dog has more diamond hands according to the blockchain analysis of actually people that are holding it than almost any other coin. This thing has so many people that are just holding on to it like crazy and investing into it. They know what's going to happen. They have an idea of what's coming, and they're waiting for it because they know what kind of an uptrend can form when you get in early on, like really early, and you don't wait. Because once it starts pumping, you're probably going to buy a high and then sell a bottom. But in those early days when it's just going like this and accumulating and chopping all around, as long as you hold on, you can get in before the pump and you can make a bunch of money. So yeah, I just had to rant about Wrapped Dog a little bit there for you guys. It's just true, okay? Get in early. It's crazy. Seems like you find more memes that are fully diluted less likely you'll get dumped on than there is utility tokens. Okay, I think I know what you're saying. Trying to understand what you meant by that. I guess you're saying I find good meme coins? Thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. I learn something every time I watch. Just bought a little more Pepe. Nice. Good move, man. I appreciate you thanking me for that, and thank you for tuning in. All right, we've got some analysis here. Let's do some XCN real quick. We'll do a little analysis. We're already kind of doing analysis on Wrapped Dog. Might as well finish off with a little analysis before I play my guitar as requested. And then we'll call it a day. I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. I know it's fun to do these streams, but we're not going to do this forever. I mean, I'll meet with you guys every week, but we won't stream for like 4 hours or anything. So as you guys can see, XCN, I think this is the one you're talking about. Onyx coin. I think that's right. So yeah, here, let's see here. Huge correction, massive correction. Like, look at that. Huge correction at the start. But now we're starting to get some volume coming in. So once all those people sold, once all of the selling pressure started to die down, you can see the buyers started to come in, and they drove price all the way up to 0.04, and now it's pulled back down again. But what I really like about this chart and what I see here, and I've seen this a lot, is big double bottom patterns. So whenever a market dumps really hard like this and goes down super far, start watching for double bottom patterns, because once you get a double bottom pattern, it's probably the reversal of a bigger uptrend forming. And let me know that if this isn't the right coin that you requested, but this is the ticker that I found here on TradingView. But I think it's the right one that you requested. But yeah, this right here is very common. Huge correction. Then you get a double bottom pattern at the bottom of the market like this. Huge double bottom pattern down here, right? And once you break the resistance of that double bottom, it starts an uptrend. So this is extremely common structure for the market to form after a big correction in preparation for a reversal and an uptrend coming in the market. So you can see here, this is that double bottom that I'm talking about. As price starts to turn around and as it breaks this level right here, that's the same as like right here, breaking bullish out of that double bottom pattern and starting to turn around. So let me just draw here a little bit on the chart to show you guys what I mean, like this. So as the market starts to bottom out right here, what you're going to see is a big double bottom kind of structure, and that same thing that I have drawn over here on the right will happen right here. So let's delete this right here and we'll just take that out of the way. And it'll look something like this. Something like this right here. Boom, boom, boom. So that's what a big double bottom looks like. You have the left side of the double bottom, the right side of the double bottom. Once you break up through the resistance of the double bottom, then you really start to take off here, and it really starts to accelerate, and that can be the beginning of a new uptrend. So that's a very common reversal pattern. You have a downtrend like this, then you get a double bottom down here, it breaks out and starts an uptrend. So that's super common. That's what I'd expect here for XCN, is that same thing to happen here as what I've seen a lot of times in these markets. When they do these big double bottoms, they do pretty much exactly this when they do that. So yeah, you can see here a bit of a falling wedge too. We broke bullish out of that wedge. Now we have kind of a low volatility squeeze, kind of going sideways here. Probably won't go sideways forever. It's a lot more likely we start to break bullish here and start to push up through resistance. Just exactly like what happened to Velo. If you guys haven't been here for Velo, then go check out Velo. This is the exact same thing that happened on Velo, right? You have this huge correction here. Price just drops like crazy. Then buyers start to pick it up because it's super undervalued. You can see buyers pick it up. You go bullish here. You come back down. You double bottom. You break bullish out of that double bottom, and it starts an uptrend, right? We're starting an uptrend down here on Velo. So the same structure that happened on Velo already is the same structure that we're looking at and we're seeing with XCN that we just looked at, the coin that we were just looking at. So Wendalen. Let's see, Wendalen, what does that mean? Louis, what do you mean by Wendalen? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Dallin, can you look at H-bar for me? We actually just got done looking at H-bar. Maybe you just tuned into the stream late. We were looking at H-bar, so go watch this later. We were comparing H-bar to Amazon because of those early day cycles and how the psychology was very similar to the early day internet bubble where stuff went parabolic and then dumped really hard and then started to go into their mass adoption phase for the internet. H-bar is actually a perfect example of that and looks almost identical to Amazon. So go watch this stream again. Maybe you tuned in late, so go watch it again later and you'll find that we were talking about that exact thing. So yeah, no, it's all good. I just want to let you know we already covered H-bar. We're bullish on it. Looks really good. So yeah. XLM. Yeah, let's do XLM real quick here. All right, so XLM has, let's see here. Now the 3-day, let's go to the 15-day. A little bit here on the 15-day candlesticks. And we'll remove all our drawing tools. Okay, there we go. So XLM has this big, huge accumulation pattern, as you can see. I mean, look at that. Like, price went crazy back here in 2017, big bear market in 2018, big bull market in 2021, big bear market in 2022, and basically this whole period here. But what's really interesting here is it's doing the same pattern over and over again. Like, look at this. This ABC correction right here that just bleeds out, everybody panic sells the bottom, and then it just skyrockets afterwards. It's doing the same pattern over and over again. That's common. That happens a lot of times when something is being accumulated in the bigger picture, like in the big time frame, it's getting ready for something really big. It's gonna in the smaller time frame, and when I say smaller, we're on the 15-day candlesticks, but I'm talking in relation to what's coming for XLM. So basically what can happen when you're zoomed in is it can look like that. And then all of a sudden, one day it breaks out above all of that and goes into price discovery and starts to go crazy. Starts to go nuts. And if you want a really good example of this, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I think it's NVIDIA. NVIDIA Corporation here. Like, go back to early day NVIDIA. Look what happened to NVIDIA. You get this huge pump, big pullback, big pump, big pullback, go sideways, and then it starts a big bull market. So this is a little bit different, but the sentiment is the same. Basically what's happening here from an accumulation perspective is the same as what's happening on stellar lumens. It's the same big picture accumulation, just like what happened to early day NVIDIA, where price is getting knocked around in a way that people are like, why does it dump every time it pumps? Why does it just look crazy? Like, why doesn't it just go up? You know, that's what a lot of people are thinking. Well, it will go up. It will. I really believe that. But right now it's in an early day accumulation. And in relation to what's coming, we're really zoomed in on the chart, really, because of how much growth can happen once we break above those old all-time highs and start a big bull market. Look at that. It's the same thing. It's the same psychology. Early day accumulation. This stuff is getting thrown around. All the retail money is buying tops, selling bottoms. You know what the big institutions are doing? Buy, 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 buy. They're just buying continuously. That's what they're doing. That's what big institutions are doing with crypto right now. And everybody's getting thrown around. They're expecting another one of these to happen where the market just goes like this and then dies again because it happened twice. Right? They're like, oh, it happened twice. It must happen again. We'll pump and then I'll just sell because it's going to die. Okay, you can sell if you want to, but I'm not going to. Because I think this is coming for crypto. Why do you think we've been accumulating for so long? Why do you think retail keeps buying tops and selling bottoms? Because big institutions are getting ready for mass adoption. Just like what happened to, guess what? Stocks associated with computers and the internet. Look at that. Mass adoption. Boom. Price goes vertical. Demand continues to increase. And price goes vertical, starts a huge uptrend in a way that people are not expecting. That's what I really believe is coming for crypto. XLM is a great example of this. It's a perfect example of early day accumulation. So yeah, I do think that we will have a big bull market on XLM, and I think it's going to blow people away. And just like earlier in my stream, how I was talking about how the guy that invented transceivers was put in a psychiatric hospital because he told his friends that he figured out a way to communicate over the air long distance, and they thought he was crazy. So they put him in a psychiatric hospital. Then he got out and he invented it, and he changed the world. Me telling you this right now, I already know some of you guys are like, this guy's nuts. He's crazy. But look at this. I really think that this is what's coming for crypto, that is exactly what we see in the charts. Big picture accumulation and preparation for mass adoption. So yeah, that's what I really believe is coming for crypto. Like, look, my viewer count just dropped by like 20 people when I started talking about that. I guess I gotta stop trying to wake people up from the Matrix and just give them milk instead of meat. As it's said in the Bible, milk for babes and meat for strong men, but whatever. This is what I really believe is coming for crypto, right? So let the haters be haters, right? Okay, cool. I've gone over a bunch of coins. If you want my Bcash analysis, go back a couple days. I made a Bcash video, DWM27. I'm not going to cover it right now while I'm on the live stream. So yeah, and Theta, I've done a recent video about Theta not too long ago. I'm still bullish on it, not going to cover it. I have been requested to play my guitar a little bit here, so I'm going to play my guitar for you guys, play one song. Totally going to lose my monetization for doing this, because every time that I get requested to play Here Comes the Moon, which is my parody version of Here Comes the Sun, YouTube just demonetizes me because of the fact that it's, it's so similar to the original song that I basically get demonetized, but screw it, I don't care. I've got plenty of money in Wrapped Dog, so if I get demonetized, who cares? Big things are coming for crypto, you guys. All right? That's just the truth. Here comes the sun. Or moon. Here comes the moon. And what's funny, I should write some more songs like this, some more parodies, because I get requested to play like almost the same one every time, which I'm totally cool with. It's a fun song. But you know, maybe I should get some different ones too. Let's see, is my guitar in tune? Yes, sir. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold crypto winter. Little darling, it feels like years since a bull market was here. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, the gains are returning to our portfolios. Little darling, it seems like years since I made 100x. Here comes the moon. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. There you go. Here comes the moon. It's alright, you guys. Here comes the moon. I really believe that. People are not expecting what's really going to happen. They're expecting some little teeny pump that's just going to die because they were here, maybe they were here in 2021 and they think, you know, the markets is just going to pump. The markets are just going to pump and then they're just going to dump right away. No, I think we're getting ready to moon, you guys. Like moon, like 2017 on steroids, like potentially even multi-year. Who knows exactly how long? This technology is not going anywhere. Like, we're set up for big things. The jack is out of the box. The world is already starting to change. You can be with it, or you can wait behind and get left in the dust. Like all the people that wouldn't even make a website for their business because they were too stubborn to adopt the internet. It's up to you. You know, if you guys are business owners, I know I have quite a few people that are business owners. I've had quite a few business owners in my mastermind program before. A lot of you guys own businesses. Why don't you accept crypto? Like, what is your problem? What are you waiting for? Start adopting this technology. You know, this is a movement. We're going to change the world with this technology, and we're going to do it together. But you got to believe in it. You can't just use it as something that you just want to buy and sell later. And I'm totally okay with making profits in the markets. I'm all for that. But believe in this technology too. You know, believe that it's going to do big things. It will. So yeah, that's my live stream for the day. I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all of your support over the years. I've been doing this for like 8 years now. I have the greatest followers ever. You guys are seriously so cool. You're always there for me, always there to lift me up, bring my spirits higher, to, you know, ask questions. I love answering you guys' questions about the market. You guys are seriously awesome. So thank you so much. And by the way, I will see you guys this coming week as I make videos. So I'll see you guys in those videos. If you guys have any requests for coins that I didn't cover in this stream, join the free Discord. Go check out the free Discord. Leave your requests in the general chat here in the Discord. If it's something I feel like will be valuable for the community, for me to make a video about it, maybe I'll make a video. So go do that. I love you guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Oh, and thank you for the donation. I appreciate that donation today. And I'll see you guys in future live streams and videos. As always, stay profitable out there.